Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, I've been busy with stuff. I'll explain that in a future video. Basically the point of this video is basically just to inform you guys, my subscribers and viewers, why it's basically impossible to invade the United States of America. Why is this such a formidable opponent to have? Well, let's dive into it and explain why. So, we're going to be looking at 3 different points. Geography, military, also defense, and diplomacy. Those are the 3 major points we're focusing on. Geography is like why it's I can't speak right now, sorry. Basically, why is it impossible to invade the United States through, natural means, like oceans and on land and through the air. Military, how strong is the United States' military, army, armed forces, all that stuff. The defense is, of course, like what do we have to defend ourselves, and diplomacy is where do we stand with the world and relations with our countries. Foreign relations. Geography. Geographically, the United States is the perfect place for any nation. There's plenty of land, resources, and natural barriers. It's surrounded by 2 oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific. So, yeah, the Atlantic, as of course know, is basically connecting Europe, Africa, and all that stuff. It's a big ocean. Pacific is the biggest ocean in the world. Yep, so the United States is surrounded on both coasts by that, east and west. To actually get a foothold onto the country, you would have to penetrate through millions of square miles. And the second point I'm going to tell you about will provide why such a thing is impossible. So the capital, Washington, D.C., would probably be easy to take over because it's actually kind of close to the Atlantic Ocean. So if you invade quickly into the East Coast, you'd probably be able to take over the capital, but of course, the United States is not just going to roll over just like that. Oceans. Like aforementioned, the United States is bordered to the east by the Atlantic Ocean and to the west by the Pacific Ocean. Both oceans are treacherous and far. If you aren't spotted by surveillance satellites, you might be sunken by the multiple hurricanes, typhoons, and rough weather that rocks the seas. Like that's always been happening throughout the centuries. Besides, you probably wouldn't even get a chance to land your troops before you were attacked by a massive U.S. Navy fleet. So yeah, the United States' Navy, yeah, it's pretty big. It's a big fleet. It rivals even China. And China still has years to catch up to where we are right now. So yeah, these are the oceans. See right here, that's the Pacific, that's the Atlantic. So yeah. The mountains. Besides the mountains, the United States is also encompassing 2 major mountain ranges, the Rocky Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains. This makes it nearly impossible to penetrate deep into the country into states such as Texas, Nebraska, and Illinois. You may be able to take states such as California, Alaska, and Oregon on the west coast, Florida, Maryland, and Massachusetts on the east coast, and like I said earlier, possibly even Washington, D.C. You would have a tough time scaling the mountains, giving the United States a chance to recuperate and strike back. So like people climb these mountains all the time. But imagine if you're military, just like trying to drive your tanks up those mountains, bro. It's gonna take a while. So that's gonna give the United States a very needed advantage. And those are the mountain ranges, as you can see. The desert. Oops, didn't mention this one, did I? Nope. It's actually pretty important too. For militaries, deserts aren't too fun. Take the war in Afghanistan and the Gulf War, for example. American troops were having a blast in the scorching heat, and you would have to trek for seemingly endless miles just to get to a major city. Las Vegas is conveniently located in the desert too. I'll touch on that in a future video. The United States has several deserts: the Mojave, the Sonoran, oh my gosh, and the Chihuahua. American troops could easily hide in rock formations and fight without being seen. So yeah, you can see these are the major deserts right here. There's a lot of them. And now the fact you all have been waiting for. The military. This is the largest reason the United States would be impossible to invade. The American Army military is the 3rd largest army behind China and India, respectively. However, it is the most and powerful army in the world. But Russia is the 5th largest army in the world. We've seen just how disorganized it is in Ukraine. A war that everyone projected to be over in just 1 week is still going on 6 months later. I'm going to touch on Ukraine in a future video, don't worry. The Americans have advanced technology that we can use to our advantage if we ever come under attack. So, we have like missiles, tanks, ships, all the goodies. Yeah. And that's the military, just give you a little example. Well, you can't mess with America. And determination. A major factor with the military is that whenever a nation is invaded by a foreign power, it tends to fight back with every ounce of strength it has. Take Vietnam, for example. It was basically just a civil war in the country before the United States showed up. It was just the North versus the South. But then, when the Americans did show up, many people joined the Viet Cong and fought against the Americans, greatly complicating the situation, which of course ended up in North Vietnam winning the war in 1975, turning Vietnam into a communist state that still exists to this day. If you guys didn't know that fact in your national history class right now, you're welcome. I just gave you the answer to your test. So if you do invade the United States, the military will be fierce and determined to defend its homeland. It could turn into a situation like the American Revolution, where the colonists fought purely on anger and resentment for a foreign power being on their soil. Yeah, you'd have that big mess of a thing to deal with. The public. This is the biggest thing that's been on the news probably everywhere. Even Americans see this stuff. Probably like people in Europe too. The public. One of the biggest things for foreign powers to look out for is the Americans themselves. Us. Yep. To some people, we may appear stupid and simple-minded. Like Karen is like, "Give me your manager!" And, all that nice stuff. We have one thing that could change everything. Guns. Americans have more guns than any other nation in the world. It's all protected under the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. While gun laws are a major concern for the country, because of the problems with psychopaths having guns, in the case of an invasion, people aren't going to regret buying guns. The public, while being inexperienced and not prepared for combat, like the usual, we just shoot guns for the fun of it, and like target ranges and all that stuff in the woods, can definitely put on a fight against foreign powers. So yeah, that's a very nice thing of American guns. Diplomacy. The last major thing we have to talk about is diplomacy. The United States has good relations with its northern neighbor, Canada, and southern neighbor, Mexico. Both countries have significantly smaller armies, militaries, and, as far as I know, have no intention of invading the United States. Let's hope it stays that way. And America's enemies like China, Russia, and Iran all lay far out at sea away from the country. So, geopolitically, the United States is in a very good position. So, let's just wrap this up real quick. So, the point of this video was, of course, just to mainly entertain you, but also to inform you of global politics and how the United States works, in a way. Because I am an American myself. I could probably answer any question about the United States and how it works. To the best of my knowledge, of course. I talked about pretty much all the basics of why you wouldn't want to invade America. And what would happen if you did. So, yeah, that's basically the video. I know it's kind of far from what I've been uploading, but come on. Gotta upload some stuff, It's been a couple weeks since I uploaded, so here's our video. If you're a new viewer to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really means a ton to my channel. And please leave a comment if you really want to see more content like this, and just leave a like too. I don't mind a like. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.